Hello everyone, I am Tacit and welcome to the Gems of War Campaign 9, Week 7, Day 7. So today, of course, we're going to be going over all of the weekly spoilers for the week. Aside from that, I believe I might have a few events to clean up, if nothing else to claim all the rewards for. Because, yeah, we already have this, so we got the orb for that. I might as well claim it right now before I forget. Might as well, we're already here. Got the Court Jester and a power, right? A power. Definitely a power. That is purple, that's still good. It's still a good orb. And of course the one from the other mode, which hopefully is done now. Yes it is, perfect, double. Got the Moon Dog as well as another power orb, right? Nah, oh! We did! Got it! We actually did. It threw me off because it actually was. We did it, this is our first power orb in a year. It's taken us forever, gosh. Don't let, oh gosh, why do I forget his name? Defiant, yeah, Defiant. Didn't he get like 100 something? He's gotten like dozens in like the last few months. This is my first one in a year. Yeah, we'll hand out a code for it. We got it. We'll hand out a code. Yeah, we'll hand out 2 codes to stream. One right now and one in a little bit. Yeah, we got to give out one for our first power in a year. It's kind of weird because when 0.1 when 1% chance to get a power off a major was released a year and a half ago, we hit like 3 within like a few months, and then we never hit another one ever again. This is actually our first one since then. It's been a while. I mean, Tyrian. Why did I say Defiant? Why do I keep mixing you two up for some reason? I'm not sure why I always forget Tyrian with Defiant. I do not know why. I did it one day, and now for whatever reason, like every day since, I've been like sometimes mixing them together. Anyways, let me go get you guys the code, and we'll have another one in a little bit. Let's see. Where's the code section? We actually got it. It's about time, gosh. It's literally been a year. Like, I'm pretty sure April of last year was the last time we got one, specifically from a the 1% off a major orb. Alright, there you guys go. There's the first code. Enjoy. Anyways, so let's go over the weekly spoilers. I actually don't have it up right now, so let me go get it off my browser real quick because it's actually way easier doing it this way. So, one moment. Let's see. Oh, that's just my alarm clock. 1 second. That's not what I want. I want the Gems of War forum, so I can go get the thing. That's not what I need. But that's not what I need either. Oh wait, I do need that though. So I might as well grab the link for that too, why not? Might as well. Let's see. This is not the link I was looking for, however, it is a link I do need. Wait, I want to undo. Copy. 1 second. Okay, so we need this one, so I might as well get this as well. However, that's not the actual one I was looking for. There's the one for the forum posts. For the weekly thingy. However, the one I actually want is one right over here. 1 second. Because I want the, oh wait, never mind. That is what I need. Duh. Why am I trying to find it as if I'm looking for the tasks for tomorrow? Never mind. Yeah, the one I just got was the correct one. What am I doing? Yeah, let's just roll with that. I forgot. Duh. I'm like trying to find the thing for the campaign task. Cause like, wait, a day off. That one day I didn't stream really threw me off. That is for sure. But anyways, yeah, let's go with that. And this one becomes Terran's World then. Boom, there we go. Anyways, so as far as the event that we have going on next week, we're going to be having a Cinemirage event. The troop that's coming in is another mech related thing, specifically a Daemon Construct, so technically not a mech, though also kind of a mech. Several years ago, the mech typing got changed into both mech and construct. It got divided in half. So some of them are mechs, some of them are constructs. This one, of course, being a construct. So it's a Daemon Construct. It's 13 mana cost. Brown-red. It deals damage to an enemy boosted by skulls at a boost ratio it does not tell us. However, we can easily check right here and see that the boost ratio is a 3-to-1, which means basically 0. If the enemy is divine, deal triple damage. Oh, interesting. It's like a little anti-divine troop. So it has triple damage to divine on cast and double off a skull. That's interesting. Also gets to explode a skull at the start of battle, and has some score reduction. There's no divine team that's really meta enough to justify this though. Like, even if the opposing team is running 4 times Divine, like a Skull spam 4 times Divine, which would just theoretically be the best against. Like, if they're running Divine Ishbala Quillen with, like, that one holy green-blue Divine thingy with, like, one other option, maybe an Empower Mercy or something. If they're running something like that, I'm still not sure this would even be effective against it. They actually did this with Valdis when they ended up adding that, and it was just such a bad Divine counter that it wasn't enough to properly counter them. And this seems very similar. It's a lot closer to what would Divine it. Like, this is literally, or would counter it. Like, this is stronger than that Mythic as far as, like, actually properly countering Divines, because it's really specifically against, like, the Divine Ishbala Quillen combo. However, I don't know, I don't really feel like you're going to bother bringing it out. That's also such a situational team to see these days that you might not necessarily really need it for that, so I don't know, we'll see. But overall, it's a Divine counter, and that's pretty much all it's ever going to be used for, and even in that context, it might not be used. So there's that. Other things that we have going on, of course, so we do have a World event. As far as that World event is concerned, no one's done the distribution for it yet either. No, just what's likely in all of the drop tables. Okay, so I see it is as annoying as ever. Each component is worth 3 points. As the battles against the Inferno Machine, Deep Golem, Iron Jaw, Nermil and the Tortoise get harder, they will get more points. So which ones are these? The Inferno Machine, that's the first one. Deep Golem. The Iron Jaw. So is that all of them except for the War Machine? So basically, if you're doing a lot of battles, you never want to fight the War Machine. That's so weird. Why have it like that? So this is a very confusing one, where if you're doing a small amount of battles, it is worth taking the War Machine every time. If you're going for, like, leaderboard, or, like, one of the highest people in your guild to carry the entire thing, you probably don't ever want to take the War Machine, because I'm pretty sure every other room, including the Inferno Machine, will end up having better value than the War Machine in time. Like, after you take it several times, they will be better value. So unless you're doing, like, tier 0, 1, or 2, in those tiers, I think it is worthwhile taking the War Machine. But if you're taking, like, tier 3 or higher, I am pretty sure you just completely ignore the War Machine every single time. But aside from that, it looks like it's rarity order, luckily. It's rarity order, but you only take War Machine if you are doing a small amount of battles, or you completely avoid War Machine if you're taking a high amount of battles. That's so weird. But yeah, it's rarity order, but what you do with War Machine is dependent on how many battles you're doing. How do you find an amazing guild? The Gems of War forum. If you go to gemsofwar.com and click on the forum section, that's not how you get there. But if you go to gemsofwar.com, right there, gemsofwar.com, and you click on forum, and then, oh yeah, I forgot, this page is broken on this. Oh no. But if you go in an actual browser and you go to gemsofwar.com and click on forum, it will not be broken, hopefully. And then you can go search under the tab for guilds. One of the categories here is for, oh gosh, it's still broken here too. Why does it not want to work on Steam browser? But anyways, on a normal browser, that would function. And one of the options there is to check for guilds on your platform. Like right here, you can see a guild recruitment for PC mobile. There's different ones for different platforms depending on what you're on. If you click on that, there'll be a long list. Global Chat 1 on whatever platform you're on is also a good location to check for good guilds. It's also easiest to try to get into one right before a guild war. So if you check when a guild war is about to happen, so the next one's in 7 days and 6 hours. If you try looking for a guild next weekend, you'll find it easier than ever, because guilds are more desperate the few days before a guild wars to try to fill up their guild. So you can normally get into bigger guilds, or guilds that normally have a harder requirement might be slightly more lenient during that time, because they have to get their guild filled before the guild war starts. So trying to find a guild, a better guild, like a few days before Guild Wars is generally your best time. So yeah, looking in the next week, you should be able to find some pretty good options, especially the closer that number gets to 0. You'll be able to hopefully get into a guild, because that's the absolute best time to try to find one. So you picked a good week to try to find a new guild. But yeah, either the Gems of War forum or Global Chat 1 on whatever platform you're on are normally the best 2 locations. Anyways, as far as other things that we got going on next week, the new tarot cards coming in. We'll be showing this Monday night, tomorrow. You'll be getting it the following Monday if you have the normal pack, but if you're the really big one, you do get this tomorrow. It's nothing special, of course, as are all the tarot cards, but it's a tarot card nonetheless. It's green, 6 mana cost. It gives a bunch of magic or it gives magic +1 armor to all allies, so basically an armor boosting option. There's 7% chance to gain extra turn for each green gem on the board, and yeah, I guess maybe Rowan? I don't know, would this work with Rowan? The problem with this is why not just use 2 Rowans if you're going to bother doing this with Rowan? Like, you might be able to get the extra turn proc, but the value that you would get just from casting a second Rowan just seems so much better than to bother with this thing. However, that's one of the only few things I could really think of, because they have the double shared color, so if you're feeding heavily into green, you're going to get both of them up anyways. But aside from that, I don't know, I don't really see any context. And even in that context, you're probably better off just doubling up on the Rowan than bothering to use this thing. But some of their alt-turrets is pretty much just going to, you know, sit there, unless they ever finally give us something that can craft into, which a lot of them recently have not had a function for, oddly enough. And of course the other one's the War Machine we already went over. Anyways, as far as other things that we got going on throughout the week, I believe it's a little bit of a tamer week, unless we're getting a patch. However, given that we have a Guild War week, there's a chance we don't get a patch next... Or, oh no, never mind. That's more likely that we'd have the patch next week. Because while it's not impossible for them to do a patch during a Guild War week, they generally try to avoid it after past controversies with releasing patches during Guild War weeks. So it is very likely we could get a patch this Tuesday, though it's not guaranteed. But anyways, as far as things that we have going on throughout the week, let's go from the top. World event we already went over. Faction event, of course, is for the Sinner Mirage, which is Depths of Sin. Wednesday we're going to be having the Sinner Mirage one of the pets for it, which is what, this guy, which is literally this Sinner Mirage team bonus. He's been out for a while now. Actually, I think he was one of the first few that came out when the Kingdom came out. Thursday we're going to be having the class event for Sinner Mirage, which of course is Doomsayer, which is pretty underwhelming. It's like a Death Mark kind of hero class, so normally I would just go Death Knight if I wanted such a mechanic normally. And then Friday we have a very unfortunate arena event, which is arguably, not even arguably, just like definitively, the worst weekend event we could ever have. So that's unfortunate. But yeah, we have that. I haven't even been touching it a lot recently, like maybe just a little bit here and there. It's fun to mess around with, but the payout for it is so absurdly not worth it. Like if we just spent that time doing Explore 12, it would be so much better. Hunting the mimics, but I don't know, we'll see. We might touch it a little bit here and there. But it is pretty much the worst weekend event. At least it has no pay-in, though. It doesn't cost anything to participate in an arena event in any way, shape, or form. Well, other than time, but obviously. But, you know, like no in-game resources, like no gems, no nothing like that is needed to partake in the arena event, unlike some of them where you have to put like a couple hundred down or almost like 1,000 down. This one actually doesn't have any cost associated to it, so there's that at least. But the payout's pretty bad, and the game mode doesn't really change. One thing that they kind of mentioned with arena events is like, oh, they'll like normally have like some kind of like special troop for it that you can end up getting drafted in it. However, they only did that like 2 or 3 times, and like every other arena event has just had no parameter attached to it, making it just the same thing over and over again. So yeah, we have another one of those these weekends. So hopefully we do have the patch this week, because yeah, it's a pretty dull weekend event, unfortunately, but we might still mess with it some. Of course, I haven't touched these, and this is the last day of Community Week, so we do have a little bit more on the deeds. Got a little bit lucky with some gems, and, whoa, a Medal of Anu. I didn't even check this yet. Nice. So we got a power and an Anu today. Though the power wasn't from the Community Week. That was just us getting ultra lucky. But nice. They actually gave us a Medal of Anu. I was not expecting that. Very nice. Cool. And have they ever done that yet? I don't think they have. They're getting more generous with the free things. Too bad it's not Anisha. They haven't gone all the way yet. They tried. That's still pretty nice. Well, we got our 1 Anu for today. No. Technically that's 9 Anus, because that's 9 Anu tokens, 1 whole medal. That's a pretty big drop. Oh, so did I not say hello to everyone yet? I need to go do that. If I can ever close this bottle. Why does the lid not want to go on? Anyways, let me start from the top. Hello! Let's see. Hello, Isabel. Hello, Gimli. Hello, Barbara. Hello, Mister. Hello, Hong. Hello, Genki. Hello, Siberian. Hello, Bill Warhammer. Hello, NASA. Hello, Nightmare. Hello, Siberian. Hello, Roman. Hello, Bill. Hello, Barbara. Hello, David. Hello, NASA. Hello, Mister. Hello, Tyrion. Hello, Isabel. I feel like I'm repeating some. Hello, Roman. Hello, Logic Slayer. Hello. Hello, Dronian. Hello. Hello, Cookie. Hello, Lucian. Hello, Clip Bomb. Hello. Hello, Sushi Ninja. Hello, I believe that's everyone. And hello, everyone else. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, getting a power orb for free feels really nice. I think we've had it 4 times now. I've actually kind of lost track on the exact number, but I want to say 4. Because I'm pretty sure we hit it 3 within the first several months. And then we went an entire year without getting one, and then we finally got one again today. So I believe it's 4. I'm pretty sure. It's like 4 or 5. I'm pretty sure it's 4. Yeah, we got another power orb right at the beginning of the stream. We handed out a code for it. We'll hand out another one a little bit later this stream. But, yeah, we got a power orb, like, literally as the stream started. Like, the first minute of the stream, pretty much. First minute or 2. Very lucky. It's been a while since we've gotten one, though. I'm pretty sure we were below odds by that point, or above, whatever the unluckier one is. Because there's no way we opened less than 100 power orbs since then. I mean, 100 major orbs since then. Because I'm pretty sure we've opened like 150, 200, maybe even closer to 300, and we just now got one. So it's only a matter of time that we finally got one again. Because that was basically a whole year's worth of major orbs until we finally got another one. When's his next Kingdom event? I don't believe Iron Gut's coming for at least a couple months. I believe it's visible, but we don't have a date for it yet. We might as soon as we get next patch. It's time to craft your 3rd Zoogoth and 2nd evolved, Enraged Carandera. Nice. Though don't you have enough to get like 10 of each? And still have some left over? Well, maybe not 10. But several of each. Not like you would ever need that many. It'd be awesome if you find the Mimic during an all-day event. Oh gosh. We tried doing that on our anniversary of the channel. We tried like grinding all day to try to get it. And then we didn't get it. I wasn't really expecting to get it, but you know, I figured we'd put up a shot and see. But we didn't. It was like a 9-10 hour stream. Or almost every second of it was spent hunting the Mimic. And we left empty-handed. Though we did find Mimics along the way, obviously. Just not the Mimic. Just normal Mimics. The giving us Mythic kind. Though we did find a 5 times during it. It just didn't have the Mythic itself in it. Can you get power orbs by doing Explore? No. The only way you can get power orbs is through orb drops. Particularly the major orb drops. The theoretically small orb drops, while they can't give you a power orb, they give you progress towards a power orb. Because you can convert the small ones into big ones and the big ones into power. You generally only want to convert them up when you're about to use them, though. Like, you don't want to preemptively ever upgrade them. Because power orbs are really bad value when used for anything that isn't Zoogoth or Enraged Carandera. Or any future thing that they might add that costs power orbs. But there we go. Always make sure to claim your diamonds on Diamond Day. That 50 gem thing is only worth it on Sundays. You could theoretically do it every day if you really want to. However, it is the absolute best value on Sunday. It's something you should be doing absolutely every Sunday. Which reminds me, did I ever buy the thing this week? Oh, there's a redeem code from earlier when we got the power orb. We'll have another one this stream as well. I'm looking for the shop. Did I ever buy my 10 event keys this week? Yeah, I did, because I believe it would be all the way over there, normally. Yeah, always make sure to pick up those 10 event keys. They're really good value. Anyways, because they only cost 180 glory each for 1,800 total for 10. Which gives you a lot more event keys over time. Because it's basically 10 for free every week. Not literally free, but you know, glory's pretty easy to come by these days. Anyways, so with all that out of the way, I believe we could just go Mimic hunting. Because I believe we've done every other possible thing we can do. So, let the Mimic hunts begin. Let's hope we can actually get one today. We did last night, unfortunately, you know, it didn't give us anything useful. I think it was like double Yasmin or something. Oh, sorry, Mobarachi, what was your question? Also, hello, Mobarachi. I don't even think I said hello. Hey, can you check the Glory Troop the week after next week? It looks better than Egg Thief. Ooh, a better Egg Thief? That's interesting. That's a weird troop for them to power creep on, because it's actually already kind of good. However, maybe they see its usage being down, so they're like, oh, it's weak. You know what? That would actually be funny. Because they look at data for the game, but they look at it very weirdly. Because they don't put it into the context of other things. Because if you look at the data based on usage right now, usage of troops would probably show that Egg Thief is currently bad. But it's among one of the better mana accumulators in the entire game. The reason why its usage is so low is that every other mana accumulator is just slightly better than it. And also because the meta is super quick right now. So a slower meta kind of thing like Egg Thief doesn't get used as much. Not because it is weaker, but because it's not as quick. I'm gonna look at it real quick. So you say in 2 weeks then, so not next week, but the following week. So this is next week. And this is the following week. Right? Yeah, it'd be this troop then. Steal magic +1 armor from all enemies. Create 10 bomb gem. Oh wait, never mind, that's the mythic. It would be this one then. Burn an enemy. Deal 3 damage to them. No, that's a converter. Wait, where's the one you're referring to? Because that's the week after next week. Unless you mean literally next week. Explode 3... oh yeah, it is this one, I guess. Because I see the gold boost ratio there. Explode 3 gems boosted by my gold. Then gain magic +5 gold. Isn't that just weaker Egg Thief? It has stealthy. Has no summon. Has extreme greed. It's just weaker Egg Thief. Because it's explode, it's not destroy. But yeah, it's basically just weaker Egg Thief then. It has different coloration. So it has that going for it though. Because it's blue-yellow instead of red-green. Although theoretically, Egg Thief is yellow because it summons yellow egg. But, it could be okay. It's not that good though. Like, it's going to be too slow of a start in a lot of situations. One nice benefit it does have, though, it does have no mana conflict with Leprechaun. Because Egg Thief has conflict on green. But this has conflict on nothing. So it does have that going for it if you want to spam the two of them. But Explode in the current state of the game is a lot weaker than Destroy. Mostly because Destroy gets full mana, whereas Explode gets half mana. The only reason why Leprechaun tends to be so good with Explode is because it has Empower, which makes up for the fact that Explode is less mana. Yeah, it's pretty much just weaker Egg Thief that might still be used just because it's different coloration. Like, it has different uses than Egg Thief, but it's ultimately weaker than it. It's definitely not a bad troop, though. I just don't see it being used more than Egg Thief. And Egg Thief's barely used to begin with. Not because it's bad, but because other things do it better. Or quicker, I should say. Like, Egg Thief, theoretically, is the strongest gem destroyer in the entire game. The problem that she has is she's so slow compared to other mana accumulators that do the same thing. Because not only does she need the gold to do her full potential, but she also needs to get 12 mana. Whereas things like Thrall only need, like, literally you just touch mana and he has full mana. And Merilith has a link into himself. Or into itself, which makes it slightly quicker to get up than Egg Thief. While also having its full value without needing gold. But Egg Thief, once it gets rolling, is the strongest of the mana accumulators. It's just the time it takes to get rolling makes it not justifiable in most fights. Like, unless you're doing, like, faction fights or something similar, where the battle might drag on a bit longer. Because unless you're specifically using a resummon mechanic, she's not really that worth it. And there's very few situations where that's actually done these days. It's really strong when you do, though. Like, she's among one of the most unkillable troops in the game. Because she's stealthy, that constantly summons one of the tankiest troops in the game. I believe it's the 5th highest durability? 4th? Somewhere around there. Like, of the zero attack troops, I believe Egg has one of the lowest durabilities. However, it still has a higher durability than any non-zero attack troop. So even though it's the lowest of the zero attacks, it's still very durable compared to an average troop. Plus it has a 25% chance of becoming a baby dragon after. And then you might have a mythic to deal with, or legends, because a lot of dragons are legend or mythic. Not all of them, but a higher number than the average troop type. Ah, nothing in our chest. Come on, give us at least one good thing. We'll hand out a code once we find our one good thing. Is Wild Queen good? Yes, very good. She's among one of the better skull spammers in the game. Like, of all the skull spammers where you would only run one on your team, she's among one of the strongest in the game. Mostly because she does 3 really good things that a skull spammer would want. She steals attack from the enemy. which means they have lower attack, but also gives your own ally higher attack. So not only are they doing less damage with their skulls, but you're doing more, which is almost effectively like an entangle while doing an attack buff to the only thing that matters. So that's pretty nice. But it also creates mana back into itself while still creating skulls. So you're constantly getting its mana back up while also still skull spamming. Yeah, it's pretty decent. The biggest issue with Wild Queen is when she misses. Like, I used to use her a lot in Guild Wars because she's a pretty consistent 9,600. However, if she misses even once, you're in for a very bad time. And it's the main reason I've kind of stopped using her a bit in Guild Wars. Like, she's good until the one time she misses when you need her not to. And then she seems absurdly bad. Because you literally just gave the enemy a win. Because they're going to hit you with like 3 skulls plus get all the green mana they would ever need. It's a very high risk, high reward kind of troop. Though in most battles it's not that high of a risk. But in like Guild Wars and stuff like that, it is very high risk. It reminds me similarly of, even though they do something completely different, she reminds me a lot of Fairy Godmother. In that outside of a PvP context, they both can be used pretty effectively. However, they generally want to be used in a PvP context, but when they miss a single time in a PvP context, they like auto-lose you the game. They're kind of similar in that regard, even though they do something completely different. Where, like, you kind of want to use them in PvP, but if they miss once, you lose. Also, thank you, Molu, for the $10 donation. Greatly appreciate it as always. Did I get the new mouse? Yes, we did. We did. With a weird weave as well. It's a special lightweight mouse. I figured I'd try one. I saw it there. I was like, I might as well try a lightweight type mouse. And it's actually really nice. I might have to stick with lightweight mice now. But yeah, we've been using it since yesterday? Friday? When did I get it? I don't even remember now. I think it was Friday, right? Whatever day I picked it up on. I don't know. I've lost all sense of time due to being sick earlier this week. But I believe it was Friday we picked it up. So this would be our second or third stream. Yeah, this would be our third stream then with it. Yeah, thank you a lot. Greatly appreciated. Yeah, we picked it up and it's been working out really nicely. No more misclicks, except when I actually misclick now. So when I misclick, it's completely my fault now. Though it has definitely drastically reduced misclicks. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Friday. Speaking of Fairy Godmother. Oh yeah, we have wish gems today. So say goodbye to them because we're going to have to go back to those useless bomb gems starting tomorrow. Oh, wow, Anisha. Well, time for a code. We got a whole Medal of Anu today, though that one's guaranteed. We got a Power Orb today. Got a Nisha. Unfortunately, a token, not a medal. But yeah, I'm going to go hand out a code. We're hitting all the good drops. Now, can you just give us the 5x Horde Mimic? And we'll be set. Let's see. Here you guys go. There we go. Bomb gems are good. Well, bomb gems are good in the sense that they are the least annoying gem we've ever had. Like, comparing them to, like, Lycanthropy, they are, like, the best gem we've ever had. Because the thing that makes bomb gems good is that they are very average. Like, they're extremely non-intrusive to gameplay. Like, they still do something, but they don't do so much that you care that they do anything. Like, they basically exist. But if the enemy gets it, it's like, oh, that's not too big a deal. If you get it, it's like, yeah, a little bit of bonus, but it's also not too big a deal. Like, it's a very non-intrusive power gem, which is probably the first of its kind to be like that. Which can be looked at as both a good or a bad thing. Because compared to one that is, like, actively annoying, it's definitely way better than that. But I also don't find it to be particularly fun. Like, Wish Gem was fun, Potion Gem was fun. But they were also really high impact and could backfire sometimes. Like, they were really high impact. Whereas Bomb Gem is just super ultra low impact, but it still does something. Any good Mythic out of Cinder Mirage? No, I think. I don't recall anything being good there. Scourge of Honor. Where's Scourge of Honor from again? Isn't it Cinder Mirage, right? I don't believe it is. I actually completely forget. What is Scourge of Honor from? Is it Cinder Mirage? Because Scourge of Honor is pretty solid. Oh, it is Cinder Mirage. Okay, I was trying to think of where that was, and I couldn't remember it, and I thought it was Cinder Mirage, and yeah, it is Cinder Mirage. Okay, yeah. Yeah, you'd want to go for that. Scourge of Honor is insane. It's basically Phoenicia, but true damage. I still feel like Phoenicia is better in most situations, but the main gimmick that Scourge of Honor has is he is the quickest double cast true damager in the entire game, as well as the quickest double cast AoE in the entire game, except maybe Ward Breaker when it gets lucky. But his main gimmick is he gains most of his mana back every single time he casts, and this is very beneficial for when you need a multi-cast and AoE ability, making him better than Phoenicia in some situations. He's also among one of the better AoE true damagers. Is one of the reasons why I say like Draculus is bad and some things like that. Not necessarily because they're bad, but because comparatively to Scourge of Honor, they're way worse. Because Scourge of Honor is so good. You normally don't see me using it much because Phoenicia, in most situations, is used instead of it. However, Scourge of Honor is still really good. It's just when it comes to like Phoenicia or Scourge of Honor, I would definitely say Phoenicia is the pick. But Scourge of Honor is definitely something you eventually want to pick up. It's even worth maybe fully medaling as well. I haven't yet, but I don't know, I might at some point. Because he is one of those magic ones, if I'm not mistaken, so he does get 6 damage AoE for being fully upgraded, which is true damage, which gets even more of a benefit. He's one of a few mythics that's actually really good value to max. I personally haven't yet, though. Is the Great Worm good? Isn't that the one that creates skulls? He's a really gimmicky troop. Because he creates skulls at the start of every single turn. I wouldn't say he's normally pretty good, because the main team he gets used in is triple him plus a triple damager up front. And, I don't know, it's a really funny gimmicky team. It's a lot of fun to use. I wouldn't say it's particularly good, though. I do see it in PvP sometimes and get a good laugh out of it. It's definitely a fun team. I just wouldn't say it's that particularly effective. Because it kind of falls apart the second your first slot dies. Like, the second your triple damage first slot and first slot dies, you're just left with 3 things constantly creating skulls. Yeah, I liked him better when he gave half mana start. That was never what he was intended to do, but he was so much stronger when he had a half mana start to dragons instead of the skulls. Like, I don't mind something existing with that skull mechanic, I just wish they would have kept him with the half mana start. Because he's way better than the other way to half mana start off of dragons, or I should say the only way now, which is that one legend from Dragon's Claw. Because he was way better than that other option. But basically, him not having that anymore just nerfed dragons across the line. Which is bad because they were already struggling a lot. And even when he did have half mana start, that wasn't even enough to really save them. And then they got nerfed even harder when he didn't have half mana start anymore. Yes, you can do it on Explore 12. It is Explore 12 accessible, though it is slower than using Zugoff. But it is an alternative if you don't own Zugoff. Like, if you only own Legends, you can run, like, Web Spinner with triple Great Worm. And then, boom, you got yourself an Explore 12 team. You have to do it in somewhere that doesn't have Impervious, though. Like this location. You'd also want to do it in an area that doesn't have that much score reduction. I'm actually not sure what the most optimal location to do that even would be. Maybe, you know where it might be? What's it called? Nexus. Nexus might be a pretty good location for it. Because I don't believe Nexus had anything to score reduction, did it? Or even any at all? Oh, what do we need here? To get the purple? No, don't eat. No, what are you doing? What are you doing? Luckily, I didn't get any summons because there's nothing to summon. Or I should say no spots to summon. Oh, we hit a Wish Gem. Good job, Wish Gem. Unfortunately, it also gave you mana, but luckily you died before it mattered. Yeah, the troop that has 50% mana to Dragon is very bad. It's arguably one of the worst 50% mana star troops in the entire game. Not because of what it 50% mana starts, but more so because how it does it. Like, the rest of its abilities is horrific. Like, everything about it other than this 50% mana start is super bad. Oh, I was about to use that to win. Now I gotta go do this, and then poke you, and then we win. Yeah, triple damage can work pretty much everywhere, but it doesn't like having to face impervious nor high score reduction. Because those things take longer to kill. Yeah, there's a few kingdoms that would have too much score reduction. This is one of them. The reason why it doesn't matter when I'm using this team, though, is we have Enrage. So even though this place is a super high score reduction area, it's actually completely irrelevant because we actually Enrage hit everything, which is nice. Though for a triple damage team, it would matter because they don't have Enrage. There's currently no triple damage troop other than Hero that gets Enrage, which is one of the reasons why these builds like this actually work so well as well. As well as Slayer specifically, because it re-enrages every single time it gets a kill. But aside from Hero, there's actually no triple damage in the entire game, like troop-wise, that has Enrage. Or at least naturally has Enrage. Only Hero does. Specifically Slayer. There are a few other hero classes that do it as well, but none of them other than Slayer do it per hit. Or, you know, have the automatic refresh on it. What is that weapon? Hero class is Slayer, weapon is Flameifer, though there's other alternatives. Some people run Writhing Staff, that one brown and blue one, that creates skulls and entangles, which keeps your hero safer while also creating some skulls. You can use Urskia Crown, which is basically this weapon but worse. It creates a bunch of red, which is the main thing you're trying to do from this weapon. It does it for one lower mana cost, but it creates one less red. Its follow-up also isn't as good, but it's a good alternative because you get it for free. Aside from that, what other weapons normally used on this team? I guess theoretically you could maybe get away with Rope Dart or something similar. That does block blue on Zugoff, but it's a really good ability. You can technically use any mana accumulating weapon there as well. You just have to be careful with what it's blocking, because you don't want to double block Zugoff. Ideally you don't want to single block it either, but you definitely don't want to double block it. Because Thrall's already blocking on purple, but you kind of have to make sure Thrall gets mana. What do you think of the Wild King? Wild King? I'm trying to think of what troop that even is. I need to double check which troop that is. I actually do not recall. Too many kings in this game. Oh, it's a new Mythic. Oh, that's why I don't know what it is. I was gonna say, that didn't sound familiar. I thought it was just like a non-meta troop that I didn't know about. Oh no, I can go look at it real quick. June. Is this one it? No, I was gonna say, that's a weird Wild King. Where is it? I don't see it. Oh, there it is, Wild King. I don't see it because there's no troop art. Let's see. So we don't know what it looks like. But it enrages all allies and gives them magic +1 attack. Then creates a mix of skulls and yellow. Interesting. So it's Phoenicia. I mean, not Phoenicia. It's Wild Queen. Except it's Wild King. Oh, I see. That would explain his ability. He's basically Wild Queen, but King. Interesting. So he's basically Enrage. So essentially, he's Wild Queen with no downside to the enemy, but more of an upside for your team. Even has Song of Bones, just like Wild Queen. And has a buff to Wild Folk, just like Wild Queen. It has potential. I still feel like Wild Queen would be used a bit more, though. It does still feed back into itself, which is interesting. We'd have to see on coloration. Like, his coloration and team synergy would probably be the main thing that makes him interesting. Because Wild Queen is what? Green, brown, purple? Whereas this has 2 different colors. It is blue, yellow, green. They still have green overlap, but every other aspect is different. This is definitely a more offensive version of Wild Queen, which isn't necessarily a good thing. Because one big issue with Wild Queen is when she backfires, she at least has a way to, like, not die, which is she steals some attack from them, and hopefully you chose the correct choice. And they have, like, nearly 0 attack or something similar. However, if he misses, there's nothing to recuperate from. The one nice benefit of him is he does apply attack to all allies rather than just your first slot. So if your first slot does die, your second slot has pretty much just as much attack as your first, and your third just as much as your second, and so on and so forth. So he definitely has potential. The only big issue with him is you're probably going to lose a unit or 2 almost every fight. So in any game mode where you get penalized for deaths, like Guild Wars, that might be more of a factor. But if you're playing a game mode with him where your deaths do not matter, I could see him being pretty decent. The problem is that's very situational. That means he'll probably be really good for like a Skull Spam Tower of Doom team, but might not find his way into many other locations. Because he's really good offensively, but he's going to die so quickly the second he misses. Oh, is he Elemental? Yeah, you could do an Elemental synergy. Wait, is the Wild Queen Elemental too? Aren't they Wild Folk Elemental? I'm pretty sure they're both Wild Folk Elemental, aren't they? Wait, he's only Wild Folk. Wait, is Wild Queen Wild Folk Elemental? I always used to think she was. Asala Defiant! Welcome, welcome. Oh, why did I not take that skull? Whoops. Now I'm not gonna be able to take the other skull, and he gets 2 skulls. I wanted that 2 skulls. So well. He'll just do a thing and we win. But, yeah, isn't the Wild Queen Elemental? It doesn't show it as his. Let's see. I could have sworn she's Wild Folk Elemental. Let me check. Yeah, she's Elemental Wild Folk. Why isn't he marked as such? It shows him only as Wild Folk. Hopefully they change that before it gets released. Because that would actually make him even weaker as well. But yeah, hopefully they'll give him the double typing as well. Because she has it. It would make sense that he would have it as well. But it currently only shows him as Wild Folk. Because that's another thing that makes her pretty good. Because of course that has Mirage Queen synergy. Which works insanely good because she creates green as well. He doesn't actually create green. So it gets even more synergy there. Because you can cast her ability, then cast Mirage Queen, and then like auto-kill the entire enemy team. And that also gives her half mana start because she's elemental. Oh, did I not take that for an extra turn? Thought I did. Whoops. Come on, one more poke. Oh, come on, I'm frozen on red, but there's so much red on the board, I could just take an extra turn. Because Thrall gets auto extra turn on 13 plus red, as if he wasn't already broken enough. I still find that funny that's even an aspect of him. He already does so many things so good. And it's also like, yeah, let's give him a free extra turn occasionally as well. Just for having a bunch of red on the board. Like right there. Yeah, some of those gnolls are pretty insane. They have like trait setups of like a legend or a mythic as a rare or an ultra rare. I'm not sure why they made some of them so absurd. I think it's the green one and the brown one, if I'm not mistaken. Have like the most absurd trait setups I've ever seen on a lower rarity troop. Like, it's something you would expect of a Mythic, yet it's on the rare. Because there's like so many different layers of stacking multipliers on their skulls. To the point that if you hit every parameter, it has like one of the highest skull damages in the game. Because doesn't green one have like 4 times damage plus like enrage for 1.5? So it's effectively hitting for like 6 times damage on a unit. Assuming it hits every parameter. Because it has to be green, not immune to Hunter's Mark, and he has to have enrage on him. But he naturally gets his own enrage. Oh, there's no green. Oh no. That's the only bad thing about this kingdom. If we don't immediately cast Leprechaun, they sometimes have a green to purple in power. And that's really bad because I need the green for Leprechaun. Yeah, he has Hunter's Mark on Skull, Enrage on Kill, and 2 times damage to green. Which is effectively 6 times damage against greens that do not have immune to Hunter's Mark. Because the multipliers actually multiply the other multipliers. Because Enrage triggers independently. So it takes the 4 times multiplier for the damage I would do, but then it also multiplies it by the 1.5 times, bringing it effectively to 6 times. That's why if they ever gave anything that has like double, triple, they're gonna be like so ridiculous. Because they'll one-shot like anything that hits both parameters. Currently nothing has a double, triple though. But it'll be very devastating once it eventually does. Because you know they're going to do it at some point. Though very few things would probably ever touch both their 2 triple damages. I don't have a Cascade over there, I'm just gonna take that. He gives him mana, but he doesn't use the mana. I need purple. Oddly enough, he's actually gonna give me purple, but in doing so I can't use Leprechaun. Which fixes one issue while creating another. How's the construction going today? Not as loud, but they're still doing their thing. You're still at it. So luckily they're so close to being done. Like, they definitely 100% like will be by pretty much the end of this month. Like 2 or 3 weeks more. 3 weeks tops, most likely. Yeah, everything's looking really nice. We went from like a patio that looked like a death trap, because it was, to a pretty decent looking one. Hey, we're doing so good on drops today. Anu into double Arania. Not as good as the initial we got earlier, but still nice. Yeah, we definitely need to get back to doing midday streams. We probably will be this week. We'll have to judge it based on how much noise there is, though. Because I don't want to have to like keep yelling over top the noise. It would probably sound weird, especially if it's not coming through the mic. At least I can still hear it very loudly. Let's see. Because most reason we didn't do midday streams last week is mostly due to what's it called? Being sick, and then they started working again because they finally got the permit again. If nothing else, Fall Guys is getting next season announcement. I'm really hoping they release it on Switch and Xbox. Well, more so Switch, but you know, if they're gonna do one, they're probably doing both. Let's see. I hope it's a pretty big update because they've gone so long without one. Like, it feels like a year almost. Not quite a year. It definitely feels like it though. Also, Mirage Queen's actually kind of scary in this area. Mostly because it can just insta-kill. And it also doesn't care about barrier. Not like we even have barrier on our team. But it does hit through barrier. Well, technically all insta-kills hit through barrier now. However, even before it still did. Because it attacks in 2 different instances. It initially does this damage and then it rolls insta-kill. So even when barrier didn't protect from... even when barrier did protect from insta-kill, which it doesn't anymore. It wouldn't to Mirage Queens because it attacks in 2 instances of damage, where the second one is the insta-kill. Now all insta-kills just hit through it, but it does hit in a certain way where even if that mechanic was to return, it still hits through barrier. Because there are a couple that do it like that. Another one that does it is Ubistet, because as long as it still secures a kill, like, if you kill something with a lower durability with Ubistet, and the higher durability one has barrier, it would still kill it, because it would initially hit with the double damage poke, kill the lower one, and then the second damage proc would be the insta-kill, meaning it would still hit through barrier. But now all barrier just doesn't protect against insta-kill, so it doesn't matter what variant you're using anymore. Unless there's a glitch somewhere within the game, which I would not be surprised. But the mechanic that should be the case is all insta-kills hit through barrier now. It's been like that for about 2 years now, I think. Didn't always used to be like that, though. Another reason why Zugaf is good. Though even before that change, Zugaf was one of those outliers that even though it only has 1 damage proc, it actually still hit through barrier. Even before that was a mechanic. It was one of those really weird outliers, which is why they kind of just made it uniform across the entire game. Because they figured if the most relevant insta-kill option in the entire game could do it, they figured just make all of them allowed to do it. Because Zugaf was already so good that they're like, I might as well give this mechanic to everyone. I'm pretty sure that's like what their thought process was for it. Because everyone was just using Zugaf anyways by that point. So they figured they'd buff every other insta-kill by making them all basically Zugaf. Oh yeah, could you imagine if he was Devourer? Honestly, Zugaf would be weaker if his mechanic was Devour instead of insta-kill. Mostly because of how many annoying parameters you'd have to deal with on if you can or cannot Devour something. Which you have to worry about with Iron Gut, but you wouldn't need to with Zugaf at all. Let's see, we'll take that over. Oh, hello, George! Welcome, welcome. Hope all's been well. Wrong troop? Wrong troop for what? Which are you referring to? Also, have we still not gotten a single Mimic chest this entire stream? That's kind of unfortunate. We got so many other good looks, though. We got a Nisha, we got an Anu, we got a Power Orb. Can't really complain with our luck so far. But hey, I also want the Horde Mimic. We could get one of everything. Pretty insane if we did. Which makes me almost want to go for it. Because that'd be absolutely insane if we could get a power and a Mythic Horde Mimic on the same day. I'll probably go until we find one chest, regardless how long that takes. Whatever that one chest is, our one chest. Whether it's a double guard or if it's a, actually gives us the Mythic, whatever it happens to be. I'll keep going till we get one. Even if it takes like an hour or so. Oh, so hello, Billy! Welcome! You said something about a lethal kill troop, but you kept saying Mirage Queen. Wait, did I? I meant Zugov. Oh, I meant Ubistet. Wait, I don't know. I can't think of what context you referred to. I don't think I said Mirage Queen a single time, did I? I didn't mean to. Oh, I think I was referring to, not Mirage Queen. I was thinking to, Lady Mirana. Did I accidentally say Mirage Queen? I meant Lady Mirana. Because that's that one insta-kill troop from this area. Yeah, I might have accidentally called her Mirage Queen. I meant Lady Mirana. Can you get Chaos Orbs and Explore? No. Chaos Orbs are primarily obtained from guild events, weekly events, some daily events, like the Tuesday faction thing, stuff like that, as well as from Vault Keys, which are primarily obtained during Vault events, or Vault weekends. But you get a good, like, you'll probably get like 90% plus of your Vault Keys from Vault weekends. And the rest will probably come from, like, guild-related events of various kinds. But a good majority of them gets generated through Vault events. Because Vault Keys have a really high odds of dropping, I should have went for Manid there, I'm not sure why I didn't. But Vault Keys have a really high chance of dropping orbs. I played this battle very weirdly. He's dead. Good thing that's not the Slayer troop, otherwise that might have actually one-shotted me with Skull. I've been being okay about actually killing them when we need to be, though. Because you definitely don't want to die to that is for sure. They're scary. They're very scary. Come on. Nah. Aw, double Yasmin. No. It's not what we want. We'll get it at some point. What if Zugov got made Uber Doom Skulls instead? That would be really funny. There's currently only one Uber Doom Skull creator in the entire game, and it is, I'll remember it, 1 second. It is something Yvandra. I always keep forgetting her first name. It's something Yvandra. But she's the only thing in the entire game that creates Uber Doom Skulls. Gosh, what's her name? Arch Proxy Yvandra. There it is. The Arch Proxy Yvandra is the only thing in the game that creates Uber Doom Skulls currently. Though, isn't there something that does an Uber Storm? Or is it her? She might actually be both. An Uber Storm and the Uber Doom Skull creation. Yeah, we need more options that do Ubers. It's a fun mechanic. There's already so many that does Doom Skulls. There's no reason why they couldn't add more that do Uber Doom Skulls. They're not even that much more powerful. They're basically bomb gems that happen to do 10 damage. Like, they're basically just better bomb gems that can be matched with skulls rather than with nothing. Because they destroy in the same exact amount. The amount of destroy that a bomb gem does is the same radius that a Uber Doom Skull does. The only difference is that the Uber Doom Skull can be matched with skulls and also does 10 additional damage instead of 0. But they're basically just better bomb gems. Which is the other reason why bomb gems are so bad. Because there's already a mechanic that existed before they were even released. That is just them but stronger. Also, thank you, Tyrion, for the hot dog. Actually, I actually just had hot dogs yesterday. Not today, though. Actually, the last few days. Like, not today, but the few days prior to today, I actually had hot dogs. Hot dogs and potato salad. On that George Foreman grill. Ooh, pretzel dog. Pretzel rolls are actually pretty good. I found a place near me that makes okay ones. They're not like super ultra good, but they still have like that, like they're edible, and they still have like that pretzel roll taste to them. I definitely had better before though. You're having a bacon cheddar pretzel dogs? Mmm. That sounds really, really good. I will still never get over that one gourmet pretzel place when I was in Seeing Family last year. I wish there was a pretzel place, a family-owned pretzel place that good near me. Because they were absolutely insane. Some of the best pretzels I ever had. What even is the difference with pretzel roll? I've never tried making pretzels before. Like, does it have to do with, like, the yeast and how long you bake them or something? Like, what's the difference between, like, normal bread and pretzels? Not in a taste perspective, but from, like, an ingredient perspective. Because I've never bothered to, like, make my own bread or pretzel before. Because obviously, taste-wise, I know the difference. Let's see. Take that over. Is Yagwe any good? Yes. He's among one of the strongest legends in the game. He's normally used with Yagwe Queen Titania. For one of the strongest non-mythic teams in the game. Normally with like Flamefer or Scale Crown if you don't have it. With like Yagwe, Queen Titania, and then one of the green blues that convert to brown to red. Most notably Summer. Summer does brown to red and creates Red Storm. So the team ultimately ends up becoming like Hero with Flamefer, Yagwe, Summer with Empower brown to red, and then Queen Titania, something along those lines. It's among one of the strongest non-mythic teams in the game. Yeah, it's, Child of Summer or Tapon. Child of Summer is stronger, though. Mostly because it has Red Storm, whereas the side effect on Tapon's a single poison, which is almost nothing. Which basically means Tapon almost useless in the current state of the game, unfortunately. Like, the only time you would ever use them is if you needed another brown-red convert in Guild War because you already used Summer. For the defend team, that is. Like Summer, I'm not sure why they made Summer so good. It's literally just Tapon, but stronger. Because Tapon's ability was... Like, if Tapon had like 4 times poison, I could see a justification in using it at some point. But the fact that it's like one singular poison, it's just like such a small effect. Out of like every Empower in the game, he has like one of the most pitiful effects out of any of them. Which is kind of sad. Because he was actually used a lot before Summer came out. But then Summer made him kind of irrelevant. Which status effect do you see, could you see being buffed? Poison. Yeah, probably poison. Like, out of every status effect that needs a buff, it is definitely poison. Poison should do a % of how much HP you have, rather than 1. It should do, like, 10% of your current HP, 50% of the time. Like, they can keep it the same mechanic. Like, 50% of the time it does true damage, but increase the 1 damage to 50... Or, sorry, not to 50%. But increase the 1 damage to 10% of your max life. Not your current life, but your max life. So if my Zugolf was poisoned... Well, actually, that's a bad example. He's impervious. But if my Thrall was poisoned right now, it'd be taking 14 damage per turn if it was taking 10%. I mean, even after a few turns, it would still be taking 14, because it would take it based on max rather than current. Like, if they did that to poison, it'd be usable. Because then it makes it more like bleed, but more luck-based. Burn also needs a slight change, but Burn already has so many synergies that it doesn't really matter as much. Because obviously triple damage burning teams are insane. But Burn has a similar issue in that it doesn't do enough damage. Like, if you isolate Burn mechanic and ignore every other synergy it has, it's pretty bad. Because 3 damage per turn is like 0 this late in the game. Same as Poison. Doing 1 damage every other turn, basically. They're just way too weak number-wise compared to how high stats are in the game. Oh, I was hoping we'd get a skull somewhere. There we go. That's a lot of red. He's got like almost a full vertical line of red without even having Red Storm. Come on, give me my win. There we go. Also, where's our chest at? We need one! Come on. Nope, no chest. Nope, nothing good. Hunt continues. So we're gonna keep going till we get a chest. Regardless if it takes 10 minutes or like 5 hours. So hopefully it does not take 5 hours. But we're gonna keep going until we find a chest. Or, you know, a 2 times or 5 times chest, that is. Obviously we just found a chest, but you know, one that is actually Mimic-like. I'll take that one over. Oh, I needed that win condition. Gosh, it just does not want to hit. Buffalo Wild Wings does sound pretty good. I'm not big on wings, but I do eat them. Like, they're generally not something I would go out of my way for. But if it's like a party or, you know, something similar, and it's like, oh, they have buffalo wings or, you know, any kind of wings, it's like, oh, yeah, I'll eat them. They're like a food I would never get, but would definitely eat if given. I just don't like dealing with bones on stuff like that. But they taste good. Like, I don't like fighting with food. It's the same, like, I'm like the same way with lobster. Like, I hate having to, like, pry it apart and get the lobster out. But if it's, like, just lobster served with something, it's like, oh, that's good. But I just hate dealing with the bones and the shells and the everything. Well, obviously they don't have shells, but you know what I mean. I don't like food that fights back. Also, thank you, Roman, for the $5 donation. Greatly appreciated. Here for the midnight stream. Hey, it might not be that long. We'll see how long it goes. Though it could. Let's see, it's 9:18 right now. The stream could last anywhere from like 5 minutes to multiple hours. We'll find out. But I'm going until we find a mimic. However long that takes. Not the mimic. Not until we find it 5 times. Or, you know, not until we find the drop. That would be, we'll be here for literal days or weeks. But we'll be here till we find 2 times or 5 times. Or who knows, maybe even the trip itself. Whatever comes first. Boneless wings. Boneless wings do exist, kind of. I'm not sure how they exist, but it is a thing. Because how would you even make them boneless? And even, are they even wings at that point? By processing them, true. But they're more like a nugget at that point then, than a wing. Or like a tender. A chicken tender. A crispier. Boneless chicken wings, aka shaped chicken nuggets. Pretty much. Oh, we're at 72. The number has not moved up, though. It's getting there. Also nice to see we're still getting gnomes. Poor things are hiding until it's a Vault event again. Buffalo drumsticks are easier to eat than wings. They actually are, yeah. They're a lot easier to deal with. Like, the ones that have those, like, multi-bone structures, like, they're so annoying to deal with. Compared to when it's, like, one big bone. Those are still annoying, but, like, way less annoying. Oh, that's not what we... Hey, that's the first time we actually got to do that. Remember when I said we'd have to refight the fight sometimes because he'd summon like an entire new team? There he goes. It's the first time he's actually been able to do it. But yeah, he summons 1 to 3 units, and if he summons 3, that's going to be a nightmare. Luckily, he only summoned 2 there, so he didn't actually waste that much time. But yeah, you definitely don't want to see him do 3. It'd be very bad. Do I like food that doesn't have the annoyance of needing to chew it? I don't know, it depends on the food. I don't mind chewing, gosh. I just generally don't like food where you have to deal with a non-consumable part of it. Like, I like my food to be completely consumable. I don't like when there's any part attached to the food that is not edible. Yeah, I couldn't exist in the wild. I don't like to fight for my food. Fruits with peels? Well, after you prep them, it's not really that big a deal. Kind of like how shrimp is. Like, shrimp I don't mind as much. Like, it has a non-edible shell, but you know, you just remove the shell before you eat it. Like, that isn't as annoying. Like, that's like a middle ground kind of thing. Because it's a type of food where it's prepped in a way where anything that's not edible would already be removed off of it before consumption. Something like a wing, a chicken wing, you do not remove the bone before consuming it. You do it, like, during. But things like shrimp you could do prior, same as fruit and stuff like that. It's a different process. No, I have had bone to fish before. I don't think I've ever had a fish that small. Normally if I'm having, like, fish that would already, like, still have the bone on it, it's normally, like, bigger things. Like, tilapia, flounder, stuff like that. Which I guess aren't, like, super huge fish, but, you know. They're bigger than what you mentioned. Though I'm not sure the exact size of what you mentioned. But it definitely sounds smaller. Oh, he didn't go for the skull? I could tell based on where he moved that he did not go for it. Maybe that the board was blocked. I guess because the freeze. Freeze makes the AI do some really weird things sometimes. The Critterpedia card. Oh yeah, I haven't played Animal Crossing for a while. That game was fun. I feel like that game needs more perpetual updates to, like, function more, though. Like, that's a series where if it got as much content as The Sims, with, like, 1 billion DLCs, I actually wouldn't care. Because it kind of needs it to survive. I kind of see why Sims has so many updates. Because games like those really do need more content to kind of keep it going. Oh yeah, those little fish. Okay, I know now. Yeah, that's one of the Animal Crossing fish. Yeah, those are pretty small. Because they are based on the real size, and I think they got like a size of 1 or 2 in the game. With 1 being the absolute smallest, 6 being the highest. Those things are like smaller than your hand then. If Animal Crossing is any relation to its actual size. Your Switch feels neglected. I feel like my Switch OLED feels neglected. Because I only moved a few games over to it, and one of them was Pokemon Legends Arceus. And due to it not having Pokemon Bank compatibility, I've barely been playing it because there's not enough storage in the game for how many shinies you get per hour. So I haven't been playing it until it gets Pokemon Home compatibility. Which it should be any day now, but we have no official date. It's still in limbo. For all we know, it could be tomorrow, or the next day, or some other day. But when it does, we'll probably stream it again. Because one reason I stopped is mostly due to no storage. So if we stream it again, we might try to see how many shinies we can get in like 10 hours or 12 hours. Where our only goal is to like see how many shinies we can get total. Obviously we still want to aim for ones that we kind of want as well. But just to kind of see what kind of number we could get. See if we can hit like 20, 30. Well, I don't want to overflow it. I also don't have an SD card for it yet. I still need to go get. I might do that at the same time I get a proper keyboard. I'm not sure if I'm just going to order one off of Amazon or go to a place. That's one of the things I don't really mind getting on Amazon. My only concern is the fake SD cards out there. Like, it'd be a lot harder to return if it's a fake one. The only problem is SD cards are way more expensive in stores compared to online. But online, you take the risk of what if it's fake. So far, I have never gotten a fake SD card from online. I've heard a lot of horror stories of it, including reviews on Amazon itself. So I'm always skeptical, even though I've personally never gotten a fake one before. I should play Among Us? Oh gosh. Oh no, we tried it once, and then never again. And I'm perfectly happy with that amount of playtime. It's way too social of a game for how antisocial I am. I did have fun with it though. Like, it's definitely not a bad game. It is just like the exact opposite of a game for me. It's definitely not a bad game. Like, I can appreciate that's a good game without liking it. Yeah, that was the other issue too. Like, everyone in the lobby kept killing me first. Like, anytime I was not the imposter, I was like literally the first death. If not literally every time. Let's see what kill that one out. You were killing me first. Pretty sure it was every lobby. Whoever actually got to me first. But yeah, Fall Guys and Among Us kind of died like crazy. I still really enjoy Fall Guys, though. Like, both of them are around, like, the 10,000 player base these days. The Fall Guys moves up a bit whenever it actually does an update. Like, in theory, Fall Guys still has a player base. It's just everyone only plays when they do something at this point. And the problem is they keep not doing anything. Oh, excuse me. And that reminds me, we might need to play Xenoblade Chronicles 2 on the channel soon. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 comes out in July. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it exactly at launch. Probably might. Because I have played through the game, but I've never streamed the game. It's definitely a game good enough that I'd play through it again. I would need to get an SD card for the Switch OLED before I do, though. Because, gosh, does that game take up a lot of memory. It has some really nice visuals, though. Like, out of any Switch game, it probably has some of the better visuals of any of them. What about, yes, we do need to finish Crown Tundra DLC. I feel like most of that's going to be off stream, but we might do a stream for it soon, maybe even this week. It's just everything I still need to do for Crown Tundra is ultra grindy. It's normally just me throwing a ball for like hours straight. And by hours, I mean dozens of hours straight. It's basically just menuing over and over and over again. The throwing of a ball. Not quite, though. I'll probably do the more interesting ones, like maybe trying for the legendary birds. It's kind of the same thing, but it's not just me throwing a ball over and over again. It's me checking something and then throwing a ball. Because you first have to catch it, see if it has the mark you want, see if it has 0 attack, and then you go through the ball process. So there's a process before you go through the throw billion ball process. It's a 2-step process. Or something like getting the new legendary from Crown Tundra, the one all the way at the end. Like that one, just keep throwing ball. Let's see. What do we want here? Take that one. A 12-hour overnight stream. The stream's heading there, isn't it? No. We're stopping when we find the first Mimic. The problem is how long it can take to find the first Mimic. It is very unpredictable. It could be this next chest. It could be 100 chests from now. Though realistically, it's not going to be 100 chests from now. Realistically, it's anywhere from like 1 to 40 chests from here. In theory, it should be like 10 or less. In actuality, it can be as many as it feels like it. Depends on how unlucky we want to be. We've been having some pretty good luck today. It's probably just prepping our 5x Mimic. It's just giving us anticipation for the drop. Make it till I find my first 5x? No, that could take way too long. It can take a literal days to find a 5x if you get unlucky enough. Hence how we've only found 7 in over a month. Actually, technically a little over a month at this point. I just played to the Horde Mimic. Could you imagine? I almost wanted to do that the night of the stream, or you know, when it came out, but then realized how impossible that would be. Do I reset the Mimic counter every month? No, that is actually our absolute total. The current amount of Mimics you see is how many Mimics we have found since this mechanic has existed. We have found 72. 65 of them in 2x, and the other 7 were 5x. Theoretically, that means we found 72 2x. But I marked the 5x as just 5x and not as 2x. So in theory, we have found 72 2x. But if it becomes a 5x, I count as a 5x, not a 2x. How long will this be in the game for? What, Mimics? They last forever. It's just a new feature now. The only reason I'm trying to power grind it is I want to try to get it done before next patch. Or at least that was the goal. At this point, it might not happen. Because next patch could be this Tuesday. We don't know. Like, some Tuesday in the next few Tuesdays will be the patch. And ideally, the goal was to have the Mimic before then. However, that's not what's going to happen at this point, most likely. It could still happen, but it's very unlikely. Who knows, maybe we get it tonight. Our luck's definitely high enough tonight. But yeah, there's no reason why we need to try to get it before next patch, though. I just figured we would in case there's something super grindy next patch we might want to focus on. Because obviously that'll be less time we're spending trying to hunt for the Mimic if we didn't already have it. So ideally I wanted it done before next patch, but it's not that big a deal. Like, we can get it at any point. We can get it a month from now, we can get it a few months from now, we can get it a year from now. There's like no rush, technically. Next patch, a free Mimic for everyone. I wouldn't be surprised if a patch in the future makes it slightly easier to get this thing. Because not only would it make token farming quicker, but it would also make it more sane to actually obtain this thing. Because it's still at 0.1%. It's still the most unattained achievement. Also the only one we're missing now. But if we go bring up the percents, it is at 0.1%. And this is probably going to be 0.3 the next time we have a journey event in the next month, actually. Or if not next month, the following month. Because we're getting a new kingdom next month. And a journey event will come sometime within 5-ish weeks from then. So it really depends when in that 5 weeks. So it could be in June, it could be in July. But one of the J months, we will be getting another journey event, in which case that will probably move up to 0.3, and then this will still be at 0.1. Poor little thing. Yeah, it's not moving much beyond that 0.1. It's a very hard achievement, based purely on luck and how much you want to farm Explore 12. That's the other issue with it too. Unless you spend a lot of time farming Explore 12, you're never going to get it either. You can't just like passively get it through some other means. At least currently anyways. So only Explore 12. Yeah, we easily could get 3 Nisha medals before a Horde Mimic. We could literally get enough Nishas to max a Mythic before we get a Horde Mimic. Which I think we already have. I'm pretty sure in the last month we actually have gotten enough Nishas to max a Mythic before actually getting this Mythic. Yep, speaking of, that's the second Nisha of the stream. Unfortunately, not a Horde Mimic. Also, that would have been a great one to get it on. We have gotten 5 times Nisha before, which is actually rarer to do than getting the Mythic itself, which is both sad and unfortunate. Like, it's both lucky, but also exceedingly unlucky. Because it's rarer to get 5 times Nisha in a 5 times chess than it is to actually get to the Mythic itself. And we got the 5 times Nisha, but we still don't have the Mythic. So we'll take that one down. Oh, I forgot to hit the thingy thing. It's probably just better to take purple here. Yeah, you don't need to farm Explore 12 to get the Horde Mimic, but you do have to farm Explore to get the Horde Mimic. Or just Explore 12 gives it to you quicker. But yes, you can do any Explore level. You could theoretically get on Explore 1 if you get lucky enough, while doing like a Vault event or something. But yeah, it doesn't have to be Explore 12. Though Explore 12 is the quickest way to do it. So realistically, if you're hunting for it, you're doing Explore 12, but you don't have to do an Explore 12. It's not required. But it does require you to do it in Explore, because they don't appear in any location other than Explore. But they do have an even amount of appearing on any of them. Like Explore 1 has the same chance of giving it to you as Explore 12. The main difference is you get a lot more chests when you're doing Explore 12 comparatively. Because on Explore 1 you're probably getting like 1 chest per hour. Or maybe a little bit more than that. But maybe like a few chests per hour. Whereas we're hitting one like every like few minutes, pretty much. And by chests, I mean like, you know, the normal chests. Not a 2 times or a 5 times, but just like the standard one. I love how the AI likes going for extra turn when they're frozen, instead of taking the skull. Like they're trying to deny the extra turn, but in doing so, they don't take the skull. We're in denial. You got it while doing level 6 Explore with Phoenicia? Nice. Yeah, we got a couple rolls while doing the Vault weekends. Like we've even gotten a 5 times before during the Vault weekends on on level 1 Explore. Unfortunately, it did not drop the Mimic. Hey, we did it! We found it! Okay. Objective complete. However, is this the one? Let's go open it and find out. Is tonight the night we finally get it? I sure hope so. Because there's a good chance patch is this Tuesday. Which means we would have gotten it done right beforehand. Also, we'll still hand out 1 billion codes when we finally find it. So first we need to actually find it. Okay, let's see if it even goes to 5 times. Come on. Moment of truth. Well, 1 of 2 anyways. Nah, it's just a normal 2 times. Boo. Let's see what do we got. Oh, come on. It doesn't even have anything good in it. Boo. At least we got 6 instead of 4, I guess. But, boo. Very average one. Oh, there we go. We found one. Alright, we'll end it there. For now. The hunt shall continue, though. I don't want to go for another because we might be here literally till midnight. And I still need to go record that video tonight. But yeah, don't forget to claim your Community Week thing. We did have Community Week this week, and they did give us a Medal of Anu and 50 gems today. And by that, I mean a Medal of Anu, because comparatively, that's like no loot compared to a Medal of Anu. But yeah, definitely make sure to claim that if you didn't already. Of course, we still have the standard thing that we've been getting every single day, some deeds with some gems. So definitely make sure to claim those too. And it's Diamond Day, so don't forget to claim out that and any other events you didn't already finish out. Of course, we got a power orb from ours earlier today and handed out a, or earlier to stream and handed out a redeem code for that. But we got pretty lucky, and you might do too, so make sure to claim them if you haven't already. Though it does auto-claim if you haven't, or finish them if your guild hasn't already. But anyways, guys, wanted to hear, we'll be back tomorrow night, same time as always, 2 hours prior to now tomorrow. We'll be going over all the Chapter 8 tasks. I'm also going to be going over, well, I don't know, will I really be going over it? But we technically get this tomorrow. There's not much to go over. Next week's Monday, not tomorrow, but the following week, we'll have the Spark Grinder, or Sparkinator. Like, this guy will actually use and mess with a little. However, I don't know, there's not much we could really mess with this. I guess I'll go maybe use it once in like Rowan build just to kind of show it. I'm pretty sure double Rowan's just stronger. But that's like the only context I can really think of. Is like use it with Rowan, cast it, get free turn, cast Rowan. And it's basically like using Urskea's shield kind of premise, kind of, not exactly. Actually, you could even use it with Urskea's shield and do it, then do Urskea's shield, then do Rowan. So I guess you kind of have that synergy going for it. I don't know, it's a bit of a weird troop. But, I don't really see it getting much usage. I don't know, maybe even doing it for a guard's avatar team? Because then you're not blocked on green. So you can do like Urskea's shield, guard's avatar, her, and then like Leprechaun or something? I don't know, but then you don't have half mana start. I don't know, there's like no way to use it properly. As is like most of the tarot cards, it just isn't a good way to use them. But hopefully it'll have additional purposes in the future, because they were doing that for a lot of tarot cards and then kind of stopped, so I'm not sure what's up with that. Anyways, guys, I hope you all enjoyed your week. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. And we'll have the Monday video up at some point as well, going over all the normal weekly things, all the teams, all that good stuff. And if we get a patch this Tuesday, we'll obviously be doing a pretty big stream for that, going over everything. And we'll go from there. Anyways, guys, have a wonderful week. Catch you guys then. And thanks for watching, everyone. Goodbye, everyone.